Hello and welcome. Today I'm going to be having a go at one of my Christmas presents, which is Resincrete from J. Diction. Now, this is a powder that you mix with water and it then, when it fully cures up, goes similar to a ceramic type. So as you can see, it's a very fine powder. Now it is similar in look and feel to plaster of Paris. However, unlike plaster of Paris, once it is fully cured, it's very hard rather than staying brittle. So I'm going to be making up 200 grams of the powder, which by a 10:3 mixing ratio means I need 60 grams of water. Now throughout this video I am going to be speeding up the video by about 8 times, just because you don't need to see me mixing and putting other stuff in and out. So here we go, the mixy moo. Boring, speed up. Okay, so when it pours, it is a very liquid substance, which means that in this mould it will fill all the gaps quite well. I'm giving it a bit of a squidge here just to put it into all the little nooks and crannies, because I don't want any air bubbles to get trapped, which will just leave a hole. So again, we'll speed that up a bit. See here that although it's only been a few seconds for you, it's been a couple of minutes for me, and it is starting to set already. It's starting to cure off. So I'll put this down. This is actually currently in real time at the moment, and you'll see that it's starting to set up. So where I'm squidging it to get it into the corners, it's not actually running properly. So this was actually a mistake. What I should have done was, rather than squidge them individually, I should have poured everything first whilst it was still very liquid, and then gone round and got all the air bubbles out afterwards. So you see it hasn't filled the whole of the mould, so I'm just going round and just moving it into the last little areas. This does make it so that it's not self-leveling anymore, because it is starting to set. So I bring in this other mould, and you can see just from that last one where I was titivating to get in the corner how much thicker it has gone already. It's gone from being watery to almost like yogurt. So it does cure up very quickly. Once it starts going, it is very rapid. So again, just trying to get any bubbles up to the surface. You'll see later on this doesn't really work when it's starting to set up. So the stuff that was left in the pot I actually went and mixed a bit more water into, just to see if it would bring it back slightly, and yes it did. You can see here that it's come back to the consistency of being very runny. However, doing this was actually a big mistake, which you'll see later on. So I'll leave that to cure up for a bit before I demould them. Okay, so this is an hour later. I've left them in there. It says a 30-minute demould. Because these were very thin moulds, I decided to leave them an extra half an hour. So this is the one that was very thick when I pulled it in and literally scraped it into the mould. You probably can't quite see, but there are a couple of air pockets that I've left in there, left in a little hole in there. This is the one where I added extra water. So yes, it has filled the mould. There's no air bubbles or anything else, but it was still a mistake to do that. So let's just quickly demould the rest. This is 3 or 4 days later. I just let them, because obviously when they come out of the mould they're still quite damp, so I let them set. Now you'll see some broken ones, and that is where I tested them after 12 hours, 24 hours, 48 hours. This is the 12-hour one, and literally it broke simply like a biscuit. Same with the 24-hour one. That one's a 48-hour one, and this is 72 hours, but it'll still break, but I had to put a lot more force onto it. And this is just dropping it from about a foot after 72 hours. This here is just testing to see whether or not a marker pen would work well with this substance. Does work well. This is actually a dry white marker, but it acts like a permanent marker on this subject. Now you can see there that there are some of the belly scales haven't come out very well. This is because this is one of the extra ones that I thinned down, and where I thinned it down it didn't come out properly. It does also take paint very well. These are just standard acrylic paints, so you don't need expensive specialist paints to paint it. One coat of acrylic paint does it quite well. If you did enjoy, please like and subscribe. It would really help me out and show that I'm doing things that you like. Thank you.